Hello everyone, you're watching a Project Falcon Punch video. I'm Liam, this is the Two Brits Game of the Year edition, and as ever I'm joined by Andrew.
Hello there.
Hello Andrew, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Liam. How are you?
I'm also pretty good. Alright, so this is Two Brits Game of the Year edition, and we're basically just going to be looking back on 2011 in gaming, basically, and everything related to gaming. We're going to begin with our top 3 moments of things loosely related to gaming in 2011. Do you want to go first, Andrew?
Yeah, sure, go on then. Okay, well, for number 3, I picked a game specifically.
Yeah?
It's Super Mario 3D Land.
Yeah, would you like to elaborate on your love for
Yeah, well, I will if you let me.
Go on. Sorry.
I thought it was a really good game. I mean, I haven't before I got it, I had rarely played my 3DS aside from Ocarina of Time 3D.
Yeah, I mean,
And I just thought it was really well made. It was easy, but I sort of enjoyed its sort of easy, simple design, if you know what I mean. The way you can just sort of complete one level, go straight to the next. There's no sort of,
yeah,
I guess, sort of halts in the gameplay. It's really nicely paced and everything. The use of the 3D is really good as well. I mean, some of the depth you see in some of the stages is just really good. And it controls very well. I love, the circle pad works great. And I love how it's like Super Mario Brothers, the gameplay style, but it's all in like the 3D style of like the Galaxy games and that.
yeah.
I thought it worked really well, and I think it's definitely the 3DS's best title at the moment.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
So yeah, that's my third. I picked another game as well for my second one. This one was Pokemon Black and White.
Yeah, go on.
Now, I'm a big Pokemon nut. Whenever there's a new Pokemon game in the main series, I'll always pre-order and everything. And I thought Black and White, being for the DS, I didn't think they were going to be that, I don't know, big, I guess, because, Diamond and Pearl were already on the 3DS, so I thought, well, there's not much they could do to improve the same formula. But I thought, it is a bit, essentially, more of the same, but I do like the Pokemon formula. I think it works great. And whilst the new batch of Pokemon aren't my favourite, I think it's a really addicting game,
Uh-huh. I agree.
Yeah, I know you're not very big on Pokemon, but
I'm actually warming to it.
oh, fair enough. I just thought it was a really fun game. I played it for a very long time, and it kept me busy for a while. So yeah, more of the same, but it has some of the really good improvements as well. Like the new battle setup was pretty cool, and I like how the sprites sort of stay animated.
God, you're gonna think I'm like. You're gonna think my number 2 is copying yours because it's more or less exactly the same.
Is it?
Yeah, it's okay. Go on.
Okay, well, this isn't a game actually. My number 1 was a moment, and it was when I first played the 3DS. Now, I'm not going to start chatting bollocks and saying right, it was a magical event, but I'd never actually used a 3DS before I started playing the one I bought, so I had no idea what the 3D was like or anything, and just using it for the first time, it was really cool. I thought. Because I'd never actually seen like 3D without the glasses on, obviously, and on such a small screen. I just,
Yeah, it did kind of. There was kind of a wow factor to it.
Yeah, I thought, it was just really impressive.
Well, my third one is kind of similar to Andrew's first. The first time I played the 3DS was at a convention in Telford in January, I think, like a couple of months before the 3DS launched here, and it wasn't like just the wow factor, but it was just that whole event in Telford. They had all the games laid out there, and you could just play them as much as you want. And they even had games that aren't even out yet, like Kid Icarus Uprising, which, for the record, I think is just fantastic. Yeah, that was just like the best possible way I think I could have been introduced to the 3DS now.
That's cool.
So yeah, as I said, my number 2 is also similar to Andrew's, except a slightly different angle on it. Becoming a fan of Pokemon games, and this was because, oh god, this is gonna sound so cheesy, but maybe met someone this year who has sort of helped me to warm to the Pokemon games, because she's a big Pokemon fan. Andrew, you know who this is, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, my current squeeze has helped me get into Pokemon games, and it's just nice to be able to finally understand what everyone has been raving about for years, because it's been like being from a different planet, like growing up, having everyone like play the Pokemon RPGs, and I'm just like sitting there like going, I don't get it. Previously I just found them really boring and stuff, and now it's just nice to finally understand other people.
You've seen the light, Liam.
I have seen the light. My number one would be the Summer of Sonic 2011 convention. Just everything about it. Not particularly the 4-hour wait to get in. People fainted on the way, and that was how bad the wait was. The support from like famous members of like Sega, like Jun Senoue and Takashi Iizuka, and just meeting them, Yuji Naka as well, that was just incredible. And meeting Mike Pollock as well, who was like the nicest man in the world, and not just like the famous people, like just like people off YouTube, like a couple of people
cool.
Got a few nice hugs from people, which was a bit weird I think at first.
But hugs were always good.
Yeah,
so.
Hugs are good. Hugs
Everyone loves hugs.
Oh, I met some nice brony people as well. That's always a plus.
Yeah.
I met someone who her T-shirt was
Sonic.
Yeah, it was like Sonic riding Rainbow Dash, and that was just fucking cool.
Not in the dodgy context, obviously.
Yeah, no.
I'm just giving everyone a dirty image there now.
Yeah, that's a nice image.
Yeah.
Alright, next, since we're a couple of pessimistic British bastards, we're going to do Disappointment of the Year next. Andrew, do you have your pick?
Yes, I do. It's for the Nintendo Wii, and it's called Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, this is interesting.
Exactly. Okay, this game obviously got a shitload of praise when it came out. It was like, this is the best RPG ever or something, And I'm not big on RPGs myself, so basically I'm not big on the genre, so I haven't played an awful lot of it, but when I played this, I initially enjoyed it. I thought it was, I thought the graphics were quite nice. The battle system was pretty cool, but it just got so fucking boring and repetitive as it went on.
I can't comment, I haven't played it, but carry on.
Everyone was going to want to lynch me for this, but I got bored of it so quickly. I just felt I was doing the same thing over and over again, running around, fighting enemies, and the voice acting, the sort of overall presentation wasn't that good. I said the graphics were quite nice, but they are, if you look close, some of the textures are horrible, and it can look really rough sometimes. And the voice acting is just fucking annoying. It really is. It drives me mad.
Again, I wish I could comment. I wish that's one of the games I'd wish I'd played this year. But...
Yeah, and I didn't like the vision system either. Like basically, in certain battles, at some point, you sort of see these visions of you getting like attacked and killed, and you've got to basically
like Sherlock Holmes style.
Yeah, and you've got to basically like do anything you can to like prevent that.
All right.
And whenever it happened, I just got so confused. I was like, what do I do? Because I was running around attacking the enemy, using all sorts of magical powers and shit, and I could literally do nothing to avoid it. Mm-hmm. Like, the most I could do was make another teammate die, and that didn't help at all. Like, tough shit, you're dead now. I think a lot of people are going to bitch at me and say, oh, you just didn't get it or whatever, but I didn't like it. I got bored of it.
Oh, well.
And I was looking forward to it as well, so yeah, shame.
I think my disappointment of the year, and I think a lot of people will agree with me here, Duke Nukem Forever. If there are other people doing this category on their websites or whatever, it will probably become a cliche because it is the definition of a disappointment. Personally, I didn't have my hopes up until a friend of mine called me when they unveiled it at PAX or whenever it was, where they had the first playable demo, and told me, oh my god, Liam, it's amazing. And I got my hopes up, and then I played it at a convention like about a month or two after that. Just my heart sank. It's the same type of emotion you feel when a relative dies, when like when if you've ever lost like a family member or something, and your parents tell you that, it's that same type of emotion, because that was just like, oh, Duke's dead. Oh well. I don't know if you've ever played it, Andrew, but it is just absolutely terrible.
I found the reviews of it quite funny though.
Yeah,
I haven't played it, and I'm not big on the series. But you think a game that long in development would at least be decent? Yeah.
So the next category is something a bit more upbeat. Surprise of the year. Can I go first, Andrew? Are you okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
My surprise of the year would be Mario and Sonic at the London Olympics 2012. I'm gonna review this soon. Should be up shortly after this video goes up. I actually was really surprised by how much I like it, because it really surprised me how well done some of the waggle based games are. I know like a lot of people loathe them, but it's really sort of revived the novelty of the motion controls, and it's the first game to do that for me since Wii Sports Resort. Because do you remember like when you first got your Wii with Wii Sports and it was just like, oh wow, motion control, it's a tennis racket, this is so cool. Do you remember that? Yeah, that there was like a novelty to it, and this was the first game for me since then to like truly revive that for me. So that was the big surprise, because I thought it would be terrible.
Yeah, I played the first Mario and Sonic for a bit, and I didn't like it, to be honest.
It's way better.
Alright, yeah, I didn't like the controls in the first one.
Yeah, that's one thing.
They seemed really stiff and just unresponsive, and but you know, I haven't played London Olympics, so I can't comment there.
You want to go next? Well,
yeah,
there's only two of us. Go on.
Mine is a bit more, I don't know what to say, a bit less big, I guess, because it's a WiiWare game called Fast Racing League.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think, I didn't see it and thought, right, this is going to be terrible, because I thought it looked pretty cool when I first saw it. I thought the graphics as well were really impressive, but I didn't honestly think it was going to be anything special, but I really enjoyed it when I played it, actually.
Yeah, it was
great. It doesn't have online functionality or anything, but, it's good fun, and the split screen's not too bad.
No. That's a really good pick, actually. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, for a WiiWare game that doesn't, cost a lot and, isn't very hyped up, it's actually a really good game. So I enjoyed it. And that's my one. Yeah, alright.
Alright, Liam, fuck off.
Fuck off, Liam, seriously.
Alright, so for our final part, we're just going to straight out give you our games of the year. Andrew, would you like to go first?
Okay, my favourite game of 2011 is not that piece of shit Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, but actually it's Pokemon Black and White.
The gasp.
Basically, Pokemon, like I've said, I've always been a big fan of Pokemon, and I didn't actually play a lot of games this year, but Pokemon Black and White, like I said, was a game that probably kept me busy more than any other game I bought this year. I was just playing it for ages, all the time. And like I said, its biggest problem is that it's essentially more of the same. But when the formula of Pokemon is just as good as it is, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. And some of the improvements they've done, sort of like the new battle system, and well, not battle system, but battle like setup, I guess. And just the sort of graphical enhancements, it really works. And like I said, it's just a really addictive and enjoyable game. And the fact that I love Pokemon so much makes it better. So yeah. That is my favourite game of 2011.
Understandable. My game of the year would probably have to be Skyrim. As much as I do really like Skyward Sword so far, I just think Skyrim's just by miles the game of the year. It is just like unbelievably good. It took me a while to get into it. That's probably the only thing I didn't like about it. And it is flawed. It has bugs. We all know this. But it's just such a well-made game. I've never felt this enchanted by a video game since like Ocarina of Time, because it's just like such an incredibly deep and well-developed experience. And like I've never come across a game where there is just so much going on and there's so much to do, and it's a world that really comes to life before you, and it's just really something special.
I haven't played it, so I can't comment, but, cool.
Yeah, you'll have to play it. It's just, like, incredibly addictive.
Yeah, I hear it's very, very good.
Before we go, we'd like to just give a shout-out to one of our biggest fans, Cool Tom Leet, who, despite apparently hating us, still finds the time to watch all of our videos and constantly lurk our channel every day. So thank you, Cool Tom.
Your continued support has motivated us to continue with Project Falcon Punch. So,
yeah,
God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. You are our gift from God.
You most certainly are.